Hi and welcome. My name's Blair Henry. I'm a harm reduction case manager here at the Regional HIV and AIDS Connection. The program that I'm associated with is called Counterpoint, and Counterpoint is our needle and syringe program, and it's also associated with the consumption and treatment facility that is located at RHAC. I want to first of all thank you very much for taking the time out to do these kits for our clients. This is something that is instrumental in keeping them safe and healthy. This is a really important aspect to the work that we do in harm reduction. I just want to let you know about our view of addiction just before we carry on further. Addiction really is a mental health issue. It's a mental health issue that helps people manage the unbearable thoughts that are often in their mind. Thoughts that keep them from feeling normal and joining society. The opposite of addiction in our mind is connection. And so all of these things that you're helping us with by putting these tools together for us enable us to have a deeper connection with our clients and also focus on helping them be a little bit more healthy with regards to their substance use. The substances that, again, are helping them to manage their mental health issues. This is not a moral issue. This is about our mental health. So I'm going to take you through some of the pieces of equipment that you'll be putting into the supplies today, as well as all of the things that are going to be needed to be put into those kits. It's really important that all of the items get put into the kits, because if somebody is out and maybe underneath a bridge and starting to utilize their substances, and one of these pieces of equipment is missing, it can really make them have to make a choice to make a really poor healthcare decision. So let's go through each of these pieces of equipment that are going to be included in the bag. So first of all, we have a number in the bag itself. It's got a really important sticker on here which tells all the locations that people can drop off their used syringes and used sharps. So when people have finished using, they deposit them into these locations, and again, located on the bag for their convenience. There's also some information packs in here. The fentanyl information pack is just simply a pamphlet that tells us how gives a warning for our clients with regards to the use of fentanyl and some of the different issues that we're seeing currently with fentanyl that is on the streets of London today. Another important piece is a business card on here. It has one of our outreach worker, Mike McGregor's information on it. The most important thing here, though, is this tells people how to get their syringes either picked up, their used equipment picked up, or new things, people who are housebound, or perhaps people who are in a hotel and are unable to leave because they may be being trafficked. They can phone up to our mobile service, and we can make sure that they get clean and lots of clean equipment so that they can have safe substance use. One other thing that's in here, along with substance use, often comes sexual activity, and we want to make sure that people are safe, and we also have condoms included. So those are the information pieces there. The actual equipment takes on many forms. So let's take a look at the very basic thing. You're going to be including 5 1cc syringes. These syringes are where people would draw up their substances and then obviously inject into their body with them. We will go through that a little bit more closely in a second. A really important piece of equipment in here is called our cookers. There's a strip of 5 cookers in each of these bags, and these cookers, you'll see several different colors in the strips, and those colors are there for a very specific reason. If you and I were to be using substances together, I would be in the blue cooker, you might be in the silver or the green one. It allows us to make sure that I'm using from my own cooker and you're using from your cooker. You see, all of these pieces of equipment are helping to design to avoid the transmission of diseases and illnesses that are blood-borne diseases and blood-borne illnesses. For instance, Hep C, HIV, staph infections, gas, MRSA, all of these things can live in the cooker and in the syringe. And so we want to make sure that they are tied to the individual who is using it. So by me only using the blue one and you using the green one allows us to make sure that we're not getting things mixed up. A very, very important piece of equipment. One other thing that's important here is that bacteria and funguses and all sorts of bloodborne, again, issues, they will start to become more present and start to multiply within the cooker. And so it's important that each of our clients take this and they put, after they've added water to their cooker and their substance, they will put 10 seconds of heat underneath it. We educate our clients every time that they come into the exchange or into the consumption and treatment facility about how to make sure that they have excellent preparation of their substances. By putting 10 seconds of heat under it, it's going to kill most of the bacteria, most of the funguses, most of the viruses, and all of the bloodborne issues that can be contained within this cooker. So this is a very, very important piece of equipment to keep people safe. In movies, you may have seen people use spoons for that. So we call these spoons or cookers. So I'll put those aside now. Everybody gets one strip of those in each one. We also have sterile water. We have 5 of these vials of sterile water. And some of you who are more acute and attention to detail might realize that it says not for injection use. Well, that's a really good point, but this is exactly the same substance inside of here that they would use in a hospital for injection use. We just can't afford to buy it in the containers that they tend to put it out in the hospitals. This container is for people who are using inhalers, and obviously manufacturers are businesses and they want to make sure that this is used just for inhalers, so they label it do not inject. It's the same product inside. This is just sterile water inside. Very, very important. The alternative, if you were a street-involved individual, might be to go to a puddle or something like that in order to pull up and draw up water for your substances, or even a bottle of bottled water from a variety store. All of those things are much, much poorer choices than using sterile water. We want people to be as clean as possible. So we have our syringes, our cookers, our sterile water. Another important piece here is the alcohol swabs. Every one of you sitting in this room, every one of you are going to be helping us to create these packages, has got MRSA on the surface of your skin. And so if you were to push a needle through that, there is a risk of pushing that into your bloodstream. So we're going to try to avoid that by taking a alcohol swab, and the client would simply swab, just as your doctor and nurse does when you get taken blood. They're going to swab in one direction before they plunge the needle through their skin. This is, again, going to stop transmission of diseases. This isn't to be used afterwards. This is only to be used before you put the needle through your skin. The next thing are these very, very small little filters. They're just little pieces of cotton pushed into the shape of a little cylinder. And these are important in terms of we draw up our substances through the filter to make sure there's no other bacteria, no other contaminants, no other small little fragments that will get into the syringe and then potentially cause a problem once they're into the bloodstream. And so these little filters are used once and then they're generally tossed away. They might have substance that is residual substance that's in them pressed back into the cooker. The clients will remove that piece of cotton and put a new one in and add water. So they tend to go through, our clients tend to go through quite a few of these, and that's why there's 25 of these, so 5 separate packages in each strip, but 25 of the filters. Fine. Well, 2 more things. We've got vitamin C. vitamin C, if you were to be doing something like black tar heroin or a fentanyl patch, you need an acid to draw that substance out of the where it is contained. And so you would put your water and your substance into a cooker and add a little bit of vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is an acid, and it's not good to go into your body. However, if you were on the street and you needed to use something similar, you might use lemon juice, vinegar, or kettle descaler. They're all hard on your body, but this is the best of a bad lot. We don't see a whole lot of use of vitamin C right now, but when some new product might come through the city, we want to make sure that it's available for everybody who's going to use that. And finally, we have here a strap or a tie. And this is the tourniquet that we would take and tie around our arm prior to that injecting. And it's just simply twisted around your arm so that you can create that, make a vein come up and be more accessible when you're about to plunge. So that is the equipment that's contained in here. Each one of these pieces of equipment not only can help save lives, but will also help save our healthcare system many, many, many millions of dollars. For instance, if people do not cook their substances and they were to get MRSA or eye gas, they might be hospitalized for 6 to 12 weeks in order to clear that infection. And most of the time, our clients become very uncomfortable in the hospital after a short period of time because they're in precipitated withdrawal, and therefore they leave the hospital, the infection gets worse, they have to get readmitted. The best solution is to stop that from happening in the very beginning. The big savings for society in terms of its dollars for overloading the healthcare system, if we get every single person who's using substances to put 10 seconds of heat underneath their cooker prior to doing it, we're going to save the system untold amounts of money and untold burden in our emergency rooms and on the floors of our hospitals. Harm reduction asks people to be a little bit safer, incrementally safer. We give tips. We don't ask anybody to stop using substances. We don't ask anybody to make heroic changes in their substance use. Often, when our clients meet us and they've developed a relationship over several months or years, when they decide to make a heroic change, because we have given them tools and we've shown concern about their health, about their mental health, and we've connected and understood that they are individual human beings with skills and with talent and with families, and that each one of those people who come in to use our facilities were babies. I always look at them and go, this is somebody's baby. And those babies that come in, those people that come in and use it, if they've been treated with respect and dignity, then when they decide that they want to make some sort of a change and alter their substance use or become abstinent from use, we're often the very first people that they ask because they know that they will be treated with dignity and respect. So harm reduction covers a grand group of topics in that. We're just looking right now at the substance use aspect of it. And I want to thank you very much for putting these kits together, because we cannot do our work without groups like yours helping us out. I will tell you, we have a little bit of a problem with quality control sometimes, though. And I really want to make sure that as you're assembling these kits, you're going to have the instructions of exactly how many of these products go into each bag. And should you run out of one of the products, do not carry on producing the products. We need you to stop, find out if there's any more of that product. We don't want to give in 2 waters in each. We need to have 5 waters in each container. So if the proper amount of product is not there to put into the kits, we need to stop production at that point. And then we will carry on from there here with volunteers that attend RHAC. So thank you very much for your time, your energy, and for caring about a group of people that are part of our community that often gets overlooked. You're paying attention, and that matters. Thank you.